So what we're going to do now is we're going to make the Stack the Deck binding. And you have a piece of cardstock in your kit that is just like this. And then on the PDF, it shows these. I have just glued mine to this sheet of paper, but it shows this one and this one. Tells you exactly what to cut and where to score on both of them. So I'm going to go by this. I'm going to cut mine out. So 4 3/4 and 4 3/4. They're both the same length. So I'm just going to cut them like that. And then one needs to be cut 1 3/4. 1 3/4. And then this one needs to be cut 1 1/4. So I'm going to cut it right there. I'll lay that piece aside just in case I have to have it. I don't think we will, but we'll keep it. Now, I'm going to get my scoreboard, my scoring tool. I'm going to put this on the short side, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch on both sides. So 1/2 right there. And 1/2 right there, or you could flip it around if you don't want to count those little dots like I did. And then on this one, you need to score at 1/2. And then I'm just going to flip it around and score at 1/2 again. And I don't have to count the little dots. All right. Now just go ahead and fold this, pre-fold on the score lines. Now you're going to have a piece that looks like this. See, it looks like a little tray of some kind. On these ends, what you want to do is clip that off at an angle. You don't have to be precise on this. Just clip it off a little bit of an angle so that the pages are going to slide down on there really easily. Sorry about the dog barking in the background, guys. The mailman come up and he cannot stand anybody who's delivering. Mailmen, UPS, FedEx, he can't stand them. Okay, let's get these off. Now what I'm going to do is run some score tape on the back of this, right down that center line right there. You see where that little center piece is? I'm going to run score tape right down through there between those score lines. Just make sure you don't get it over the score lines. And we're going to pull that off, and we're going to take this one. This is the upside, like that, with your little trough there. And we're going to place this one right in the center, or as close to the center as you can get. That should leave just a little bit on each side. Alright, so that's what we have right there. You can see I've got the two little ones on the inside, right there, and then the big ones on the outside, and that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. So we're going to go ahead and put this down in our mini album, and it should fit, if you cut it correctly, it should fit from the end of the map page to the end of the map page. And then all you need to do is just center it up between the score line here and the score line here. Okay, so I am going to put score tape and art glitter glue on the back of this so that I will have some wiggle room when I put this down. And then the score tape will hold it really well once the art glitter glue dries. So let's go ahead and pull the backing off of this. Get my art glitter glue. Whoops. My fingers have got glue on them. And we're going to cover this pretty good. this down. I'm going to turn it this way. Maybe I can see from one end to the other. Okay, that looks pretty straight, so I'm going to press it down. Alright, so there we have our attachments for our pocket pages. Now let's go ahead and grab these out. And you just need to decide what you want, which one you want to be your first page. So I think I'm going to let this one be my first page right here. Let's see. Well, I'm going to let this one be my first page. So we go down just like that, and that will be, when I flip it over, you'll be, this side will be the right way too. Well, okay, it looks like I put this one wrong. I should have turned it, and this should have been up and down, but I'm going to put some pockets and different things on there, so it's not going to matter. So I'm going to put this down for the front, so that's my first page, and I'm just going to kind of lay them in order that I want them. And that's going to be my second page. That will be my third page, and then this will be the last page right there. Let's see. Yeah, that will be the last page. So we're going to start with the last page, and I am going to put a little bit of art glitter glue on either side of this and slide this down on there. Now, if you don't want to use art glitter glue, you can use score tape or a double-sided adhesive. I find it a little bit easier to use art glitter glue because then you can kind of move it around and maneuver it. Score tape just grabs so quick that if you don't put something on top of it, you have a little bit of a problem. Now what you want to do is open this up, and you want to slide it right down on top of that little flap there. Don't press it all the way down to where the little score line is. Just put it right before that score line, and then press it down. Just make sure it's on both sides even. There we go. That looks even right there. And then just press it down. So there's your first page in your book. Then we're going to do the same thing over here. See, the art glitter grabs it, glue, I should say, not glue. It grabs it, but it gives you a little bit of time to do some wiggling if you need to. Okay, so open that up. And then just lay it down on that little flap. And that's why we cut those the ends off at an angle, because it goes on a lot easier. Line it up with your page before and just make sure that it's even, and then press it down. Just like that. And there's your second page from the back. And then we will go on and do this one. Alright, I'm going to line it up with my page before so that I make sure I get them even. Because even if you have to make it a little off down here, you want your pages that are stacked even. So that looks good. We'll press that down. And then for our very first page, again, make sure that it's even and then press it down. Just like that. So there are your pages in your book. And you see, by using that black, it matches this, so you really can't tell how it's bound. Isn't that neat? Alright, so now we're ready to decorate our pages a little bit. And first I want to decorate over here. I want to put this little piece over here to make kind of a little tuck spot. But I don't necessarily, hold on, I don't want all of this white around it. So what I'm going to do is go in there and trim as much of that white off as I can get, just by fussy cutting. Now, if you don't want to fussy cut, if you want to leave the white, that's fine. Or if you want to just take some ink, which I will do when I get through with this, just take some ink and cover that white over. You can do that too. And then you won't have to do any fussy cutting. I don't mind fussy cutting. Sometimes it's a little bit therapeutic just to sit and cut. But that's up to you. I'm just so excited about this kit. I cannot tell y'all how excited I am. And the next one, oh my goodness, we've already got the paper and everything in for it. And oh, you're going to love it even more, I think. Okay, I have that all trimmed down. And I left just a tiny bit of white around that. But what I'm going to do is take my Distress tool and Vintage Photo. And I'm just going to go around this just a little bit to cover up those white edges. There we go. And then we are going to place that, and I'm not sure what that is right there, but I think I'm going to cut that off. That may have been part of the background and I just didn't notice it. I'll trim that off. Alright, so then we're going to put that right there, just like that. Then I will trim off anything that goes on the outside. Now all I'm going to do is put some glue around the edge. I'm not going to put any glue up in the middle. So just like that, we will grab our Tim Holtz big scissors and we'll just easily trim that off right there. And then trim this side. And then we'll take our blending tool and just ink over that. And see? It looks like it was meant to be there. And then you can take your little cards and things and just tuck them in there and they'll stay. So we will take some of our cards and we'll put them in there. Now we're going to decorate this page some, and I'm not sure, let's see. I think I chose to do just a little pocket at the bottom. I had all of these things kind of laid out, and then I like that one. Let's do that little pocket at the bottom. Just like that. So all I'm going to do to make this little pocket, so this is just the right length to go where your mat is. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on each side and then a little bit at the bottom. So I'm going to run a real fine bead right there. It doesn't matter which one's the top or bottom, I don't think. and then right down through here, and right there on that side. Just like that. And you've got that. Then there are some little pearls in your kit. So I'm going to run a little bead of pearls right there at the top of that, just to kind of distinguish that that is a pocket right there. Now mine are a little bit wrinkled up because I got the very end of the roll. Hopefully yours were not. But if you use a good adhesive to put them down, or even hot glue, you can use hot glue, it should be fine. They will straighten out really well. So I'm just going to run, this is 1/8 inch score tape. And I'm just going to run that right down through there. And then pull that backing off. And place that down right there, and then cut this off at the end. And there you go. So we still have a little piece left that we can use on something else. Isn't that cute? Now you can tuck little things down in there, little cards and things. Let's go ahead and use one of our flowers. We'll put a little flower down there. See what else we have. Pull all this back out of my bag here. Okay, so let's just put that little flower right there. Just like that. Now, remember, you have some stickles in yours, and you can go back and put stickles and things on these. I'm not going to right now because I'm making it pretty quick and going through, but you can always go back and put your stickles and things on here to kind of dress it up a little bit. Okay, for here, I think I'm going to use this one and put it down right there, and I'm just going to glue across this bottom and up the side. Like that. Then we have room here to tuck things in when that dries. And what are we going to put on here? Okay, on here I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of flowers. I think I'm just going to put those up here. Like that. Then this page, and it looks like I might have laid this one sideways too, so we're going to try to fix it. See, if you lay them sideways, just go back in there and work with them and fix them the best that you can. I don't think it's going to matter a lot in the long run. Okay, on this one we're going to do a little belly band, and that'll kind of offset that where I turned it the wrong way. You know, and I was paying attention and I turned it the wrong way. So, but we're not going to worry about it, not going to stress. I'm just going to do a little belly band right there. Let's see, make sure I get it kind of straight. And then I have trimmed this little flower out. It's out of the ephemera pack. We're going to put that right in the center, but we're going to use some of the pop dots that you got in your kit. And remember, just put them in the center and let it pop up, but don't glue it down there. There we go. So we got that. And then on your belly band, and as I sometimes do, I'm going to put a piece of bling on either end of that. And I think I'll just go with this gold right here. I'm going to put a smaller one on this end. It's not going to matter. And then now you've got some of these, and the ones you've got are a little bit longer in your kit. So I'm gonna show you how to kind of cover that to make it look a little bit dressier to use in your album. So we're gonna glue that down right there. I'm just gonna put some glue on this. I'm going to trim this off a little bit, and then I'm going to use this piece to go right underneath it, just like that. Again, we're using up scraps. Let's see if it'll look better the other way. Oh. Okay, gonna let that dry a minute. And in the meantime, we're gonna tuck some things in under this. I'm gonna tuck that in. And let's see. Tuck that in there. You got a ton of cards, so you're not going to run out of journaling cards. I'm going to tuck this one in because this is kind of a solid. You can do lots of journaling on it. So we'll do that like that. Okay, now we're going to trim this off. Right up next to the tag. Then we're going to flip it over and use our hole punch. We're going to punch a hole in there. And then we're going to use some of our hole reinforcements and put one on there. And then we're going to flip it over and we're going to cover this side too. Let's see, what color do you want to... And I think I'm going to use this scrap on this side. So I'm just going to cover it again with glue. Go ahead and trim this off and put the other side right down here at the bottom. And we can go ahead and trim this one right up against the tag. again, we're going to punch that hole. And flip it over and put a hole reinforcement on this side. And I'm going to use a brown one over here, like that. Then we will use a little bit of our string. Just going to cut a tiny little piece. Oops. And then I want to fray this out a little bit, so I'm going to take my little pokey tool. You could take a needle or whatever. I'm just going to run it down into those fibers and pull them apart. Like that. There we go. And then we can tuck, now you can go ahead and trim this bottom part off. As a matter of fact, let's do that. Let's trim that bottom off. You could leave it or you could trim it, whichever one you want. I'm going to trim it and make a little bit of a shorter tag. And then we're going to tuck that in there. And then we will tuck some of these cards down in there too. Let's do this one on the back side. Whoops, need to put it right way up, Edith. There we go, and then we'll put this one in behind there. Just like that. Alright, and then you have your little tags, tuck pockets. Let's go ahead and put some in here too. I think that one's cute. Let's stick that one in there. And if you didn't want any as large as these, you could always cut them in half to put them down in there. You don't have to leave them large. Let's just do it on this one. Let's trim this off a little bit. We'll use that half somewhere else, and we will use this half to tuck in just like that. And then over here on this side, we will put a few. Let's put this one down in there. Just like that. And then we got this little ephemera piece. We'll stick that in there. And then I'm going to stick one of these little feathers down there because I'm not sure where I want to use that yet, so we're going to stick it in there. So we're, so far, so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Alright. Now we're up to this page. So what are we going to do on this page? I want to use up more of my scraps. I know that. And I want to use that piece of vellum right there. I definitely want to use that. So let me grab a pencil. And I think I'm going to mark where I need to trim that. And I'm going to cut that right off. Just like that. And then I'm going to just glue at the top, down the side, and at the bottom. And this will be another little tuck spot. Now, if you don't want to make all these pockets on yours, you don't have to. You can just put photos in here and then do a little bit of journaling on the bottom, and that would be fine. I like the little tuck spots because then I can tuck a little photo in behind there, or, you know, put journaling spots in there, just whatever. And I love art glitter glue because it does not show through the vellum. When it dries, it didn't show. So let me show you. Let's just say I wanted to put this little photo there. I trimmed this out of my granddaughter. And I'd still have room that I could put some journaling cards in there and I could journal in it. Or if you just, whoops, if you didn't have one that you had trimmed out, I could put my little granddaughter's picture in there like that. And still have some room to put some journaling cards in behind it if I wanted to. So there's lots and lots of different ways that you can do this. Now, I absolutely love this card, but what I want to do on it, I still want to have room to use my page in the back. So I'm just going to use some, let's see, this is what I'm going to do. Take your scoreboard and put this little guy in there, and then right at the top, maybe 1/4 of an inch down, do a little score line. And we're going to fold that little score line back and forth. And then I am going to run a little piece of score tape along there. This is another way to make you a neat little hiding place or tuck pocket, whatever you want to call it. So then we're going to take this, and I'm just going to line it up kind of in the center and right at the top, and just press that down like that. And then this will flip up, and then we have all of this room that we can still put a photo there if we want to, and have room to journal right here, and then that could flip back down. So you could do that. And then let's go ahead at the bottom and put some kind of little pocket that we can slide some things in. I like the little pockets to be able to tuck things in. These are, again, just the scraps that we used when we cut out the pages for the book. So I just glued it on the side and a little bit on the bottom. Then you can take a card and you can put it in like that, or you can trim it off. Like, where's that card that we trimmed off? There's one that we trimmed off. We can just tuck that down in there. And then that we could flip back down. Now you have a magnet in your kit. I'm not going to use a magnet on mine, but if you wanted to, you could put a magnet right here so that that would glue down. You can put your magnet on there if you want to. I'm not going to use one, but you could definitely do that. That would be cute. I may use my magnet on my card that we will be making. Is the reason I'm not using it on this. Got a card in mind that might need a magnet. Alright, so see, we've tucked 2 or 3 of those in there, like that. Cute, cute. Alright, let's use a little bit of bling. I think we'll just use these clear ones on this. They're not really clear, they're a very, very pale pink. Like that. And then, to kind of, I think if I put one of these on there, let's see. There we go. That kind of holds that down a little bit just by putting that piece of bling on there. So that will work. Now let's go for this page. What are we going to do here? So for this page, I think we're going to use these 2 pieces of scrap. And I am going to glue them together just like that. And then we'll glue it down on there just on one side, or 2 sides. We're going to trim this off to make it match the other one. And then I think we will just put it right down at the bottom to just kind of break up some of that busyness of that paper. Again, we're only gluing on the 2 sides and the bottom so that it leaves us a little pocket. have some little cards we can put in there. And again, they could be trimmed off. You could put your photo in there first. There's lots of different things you can do with it. So you just make it yours. Just make it do like you want it to. Now, I have this little piece of ephemera, and I am not real sure that it's in your kit because I'm not real sure that it come with this. I had another pack of ephemera out here on my desk, and they kind of got mixed up a little bit. So if it did, and you've got one, you could use it. And if not, you have plenty of other pieces of ephemera that you could use. I'm going to put one right there. And then we'll put one over here. And I love these little flowers. They're cute. And you could also make these a little tag as well. Just trim off these sides, punch a hole in the top, and put your reinforcement on there and make these tags if you wanted to. Right, we are to this page. And I think all I'm going to do on this page, because I love this paper, is I think I'm just going to glue this right down at the bottom. I'm not even going to glue it up the sides. I'm just going to glue it on the bottom, real close. Put it right in the center. Just press that down just like that. Then I can write right there, and I can put a photo right there. Or I can put a smaller photo. That was a little bit too big, but I could put a smaller photo up there. And again, you can put journaling cards in here or whatever. Let's see. Just slide that one down in there. And I'm going to cut this one in half. So just cut those in half, and I'll put that right there. Use well, I think that's got enough flowers on it that I don't need to use any more flowers. So let's go on to the back page. Now this one, how I did it, I don't know, but I did it sideways as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this down as a little photo mat. So see, if this photo was smaller, this would be just right for a photo mat. And we're going to glue it just on the side and the bottom, and then we can put a photo on top and still tuck some things in the bottom if we need to. So that's how we're going to disguise this page that I messed up on. See, I'm leaving all these mess ups in for you guys so that you won't do this. So that you'll do yours correctly. I'm going to put it a little bit more to this side. Just like that. Then I can come back with my photo. Of course, I'd have to trim it off a little. Put my photo there, and then I can tuck. Let's just grab one of these that I can journal on. Let's go with this blue one. And then see, I can still tuck a little journaling spot under there like that. And I can journal on this and then have her photo up there. Isn't that cute? I love that. Okay. So we're not going to put anything on here because we want that to be left open for our photo, but I do want to put some bling or something on the side of that page. So let's put some up here. We've kind of got a lot going on the bottom. Let's put a piece up there. Now we are to this back mat, and you got... Now, in your kit, you got this vellum bag that had lots of your goodies in there. And I just put it together with some washi tape, so don't tear it when you open it up. Because we're going to use this bag right here on the back to hold all the added extras that we have, so that when we start to put our album together, and put our photos and everything in there, we will still have room. And we're just going to trim this bag about halfway down the center. And we're going to save that part. And then we're going to put this down right here at the back. And then we will have room to put all of our added extras that we have, so that when we start putting pictures in this little album, we'll have all of our added extras back here in the back, so that we can still go through and decorate it up as we want. Now, I am going to color my bag just a little bit. You can put yours down at white if you want to. I'm going to color mine just a little with some of this. This is called Victorian Velvet. And I'm just going to rub this on lightly. It just gives it a little bit of a tint. Okay. And then we're going to glue that down, and I'm only going to glue down the sides, the bottom, and that's it, not at the top. I'll show you why in a minute. And it should be just the right width, maybe a tiny bit over, to go right there in the back, like that right there. Okay. Then you have just a little piece of burlap, and what we're going to do with this burlap is we're going to put that down right there at the bottom. Yours is a little bit longer than mine. I got the leftovers. This is the scrap. Yours should go all the way across. But I'm going to put this little piece of burlap right down here at the bottom and make another little pocket. So I'm going to use mark glitter glue on this. I think it will hold. If it doesn't, I'll have to go with something else. And I'm just going to kind of center mine up since mine doesn't go all the way across. Okay, now you have 3 pockets in the back. You have one back here, you have one in the center right there, and then you have one here that you can put some things in. So I'm going to put that's my extra little tag. I'm going to put that in there just like that. I'm going to put these journaling cards that I had left over. I think I'm going to stick them up here. Nope. I think I'm going to stick those in the center pocket, and then these little pieces of ephemera that I had left over, I'm going to stick them down in here, and this little piece of vellum, don't want to throw that away, and there's another little piece of vellum, and then these are our scraps that we had left. I think I might throw that one away and that one because those are really, really tiny. But I'm going to keep these scraps, but they're too long to kind of go down in there, so I'm just going to keep them in my bag. And then we also have this extra piece of the vellum bag. Let's see, I don't know if it'll slide down in there or not. Maybe. No, let's just don't. Let's put it in our little bag that we have for our added extras. Okay. So there we go with that, and we have string left, lots of string that we can put in our tags. You have some of your little hole reinforcements left, so I'm going to cut out a little strip of mine. And I'm going to put them right there in case I use more tags. If I use more tags, then I can have my hole reinforcements right there with me, just like that. So that is your little album in a nutshell. Very, very cute. Now, I did not put any type of closure in your kit because so many people like to close their albums different ways. So closing your album is going to strictly be up to you. You close yours any way that you want. You can put a little closure back here, glue it, use the magnet that's in your kit to put the little tab up here if you want to do that. There's lots of different ways to close it. So I'm leaving the closure strictly up to you guys. Okay, so I glued that down on the back, and then I used one of those little flowers that's the same color as this backing. I put that down with hot glue. The regular glue didn't hold well, so I put one of these little flowers down on there. You can barely see it. And then I just tied it to my clip here, and this will be how I close my album. So, like I said, you can do the magnet, you can go get some of these clips. They're really inexpensive at an office supply or at Walmart, somewhere like that, or you can order them off of Amazon. I didn't have enough of these in, or I would have given everybody one, but I didn't have enough of them in, so I had to cut that out. But there's other ways that you can close it. You can use a little piece of your scrap paper, put you a little piece around here, and put your magnet on there to clip it closed if you want to. This is just what I'm going to do for mine for now. Alright guys, that is the mini album. I will take photos of this and put it down below the PDF so that everybody can see how I put mine together. And then I will be doing the other project here very, very shortly and adding it down there as well. I think I'm going to put a little piece of this twine in that. It looks like it needs it. And as I said, these are very casual. They're not, they're only for you guys, so they're going to be very casual. If I make mistakes, I leave my mistakes in, just so that you won't make those, hopefully. Alright, let's see, where's the other end? There it is. Okay, let's pull that, just like that, and tuck that back under that lace. There we go. And then I'm just going to snip it off a little bit, so it won't be too long. And I think I'll put a little bit of glue under here because that's going to want to slide. Okay, so that is your mini album right there in a nutshell. I'm going to flip through it one more time. Here's your front cover with your little tuck spots, tuck pockets. And then there's your first page, second page, third page. All of your little tuck places to put photos. And there's that one with your little journaling spots. There's this one with your journaling spots and a place to put a photo if you want. There's that one, that one, that one, and that one. And let me show you something. On these are pocket pages. So if you want to, you can put your tags and things down in here. You can decorate your tags up and put them down in here. Trim them off just a little bit, and you have pocket pages that way, if that's what you want to do. So there's lots of different ways to use this album. You do have pockets in each one of these pages if you want to use them like that. Alright, there is the album, and I will be doing the other project shortly and loading it up as well. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know if you have any questions. Just send me an email. My email will be below the video. Just send me an email and we will go over it again. Alright, we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks so much for being a part of our E-Club kit. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.